Hi everyone, today we are going to discuss about CSES problem set which is under section sortings and searching, and the second problem is apartments. So first of all, let us read the problem statement. So there are n applicants and m free apartments. So basically there are n people and there are m free apartments. Your task is to distribute apartments so that as many applicants as possible will get an apartment. So that means we have to allocate free apartments to the people, and each people has a desired apartment size, and they'll accept any apartment whose size is close enough to the desired size. So that means they'll have a buffer, like consider the buffer is k. So if an apartment size is x, and they'll accept the apartment if it is either x minus k or x plus k. So if the desired if the value is in the range between x minus k and x plus k, he will take that apartment. So let us see the input. The first line of input has three integers n, m, k, the number of applicants, the number of apartments, and the maximum allowed difference. So the next line contains n integers a1, a2, a3, the desired apartment size of each applicant. If the desired size of see, this is what I said. If the desired size of an applicant is x, he or she will accept any apartment whose size is in between x minus k and x plus k. Okay, so the last line contains m integers b1, b2, b3 and bm, the size of each apartment. So the output will be print one integer, the number of applicants who will get an apartment. So if you see the input, so 60, 45, 80, 60 and 30, 60, 75. So the k here is 5. So that means if you consider 60 here, like if you consider 30 here, so the range lies between 25 to 35. That's it, right? So plus 5 and minus 5. So basically this problem is related to sortings and searching. So what is the basic idea is, so initially you can sort these two arrays. So you'll sort these the first array and sort the second array, and now you'll place two pointers. So one pointer pointing to the applicants, and the first and the second pointer pointing to your free apartments, that is second array. So that means what you will consider is, so let me explain in this code editor. So let us take this input. So now let us consider the sorted array. So these are applicants, right? This is an applicants array and this is an apartments array. So now let us sort the applicants array. So that means it looks something like 45, 60, 60 and 80, right? And the second apartment looks, and the second like apartment sorted looks like 30, 60 and 75. So now consider, we'll point a hash pointer here and we'll point a star pointer here. So now, so we may consider ij, it will be easy to consider. So I points to 45 and j points to 30. So now in this case, what we'll do is, we'll check whether the required apartment size. So for the person at 0th index, he requires either 40 or 50. So the size of the apartment should lie in between 40 to 50, right? So now whether we have to check whether that size is it present at this jth index or not. So now 45, so this person require either 40 or 50, but now jth index is less, right? So however you won't be using, so the main theme is how we shift the pointers here, how you shift I, how you shift j. So the first condition is check whether it is present in the desired range or not. So 45, so the desired range we require is 40 or 50. So now the jth index has 30. So that means in any means of way, if this 30 doesn't satisfy the condition of I, it doesn't satisfy even j also. I think you understood. If the particular index value at j, if it doesn't satisfy a value at I, then for sure it doesn't satisfy the index at I plus 1. Okay, because they are the sorted arrays. I think you understood this line which I told you was, if the value at jth index does not satisfy the condition of the people present at the ith index, it doesn't even satisfy the people at the I plus 1th index. So right, so now the 30 doesn't satisfy the I. So what we'll do, we'll shift the index j to here, and now we'll check whether the I will accept the offer presented j or not. So now what is the range of I? That is 40 to 50. Now the value presented j is 60. So now we can surely say that it was exceeding the required range of the person at ith index. So that means it doesn't satisfy this, but there is a chance of satisfying the I plus 1th person, right? So now we'll check the ith person, that is 60, and the required range of this person was 55 to 65. So that means which satisfies our condition, which is 60. So that means we'll allocate this particular apartment to the ith person. So now the first condition is check whether the required range is present at the jth index or not. So now at ith point, now it is present, right? 55 and 65, yes, it is present. So what we'll do, so we can allot this apartment to the ith person. So now we'll increment both indices. I will point here and j will point here. So now we'll check whether the condition holds true for this place or not. So now if you consider the person at the ith index, which is 60, and the jth apartment size is 75. So now let us add plus 5 and minus 5 to it, which is 55 and 65, which does not satisfy the condition given by it. So for sure we can say that the highest range, which is 65, is below the range of 75. So that means we can have in the future use that we can have a chance of satisfying for the further people because the array is sorted. So now we'll check for this index, which is now 80th. So that means we require a range of 75 and 85, which satisfies the condition at the jth index. So that means we'll allocate this particular apartment to the person at ith index. So by this we can say that the total apartments we can allocate to the people are 2. That's it, right? One we can allocate 45, one we are allocating 60 and 60, and the other one is to 80 and 75, which the answer is 2. So let us check this. Yes. So now let us see this input and let us see the output. So that's what we discussed, right? So the output should be 2. So let us start coding here. So I have made all the input part here. You can do it by yourself also. So let us sort the array. Arrays dot sort A, and you can sort your B array also in the same way. And now, as I said, I'll take 2 pointers, I is equals to 0 and j is equals to 0, and I'll have a count variable here. And let us make a while condition. So I'll loop until I is less than n and j is less than n. So now we have to check whether our apartment size is present in the range of the desired range, right? So b of j must be greater than a of I minus k, and b of j must be less than a of I plus k, right? And now in this condition we'll increment our count. That means we have allocated one apartment to the person, and we'll also increment these two. But here we can have an equality condition because they mentioned in the input test case. And let us have an else if condition. Else if, what if we are unable to allocate? So that means our b of j is less than the required range, the minimum range of a person. So that means we won't be allocating this particular apartment to that ith person. So in that case we are incrementing our apartment index. And what if the other case? So that means we'll increment this index. So that's it. So now we'll print our required count. So as I suggested, avoid using println in Java because it leads to time limit exceeded, TLE error. And let us run this code. So let me place my input here. So you can see that the output is 2. So let us submit this problem, and we can submit this. And you can see that one test case was exceeding your time. So let us see what is the test case. So you can see that this test case has exceeded our time limit. So probably CSES has some strict conditions regarding the time limit, so that is leading to this failure. So I have checked many documentations and many answers on Stack Overflow also. So they said that coding in Java sometimes lead to time limit exceeded in CSES code problems because they have some strict limitations for it. So that's not an issue. So we have done all right. So you probably need not worry. If you are a C++ coder or a Python coder, you can see that all the test cases have been passed if you replicate the same code in your own language. So I hope you enjoyed this session. So let's meet in another session.